Hey there, Libra. Welcome to your reading for the week of September 18th. We're just going to jump right in here, Libra, and we're going to see what is going on for you. We're doing past, present, future outcome. In your past position, you have this divine timing card. It says conditions need to be right, must unfold in its own time. You have this when you stop time card. It says you'll decide to walk away. You know better. So some of you could have walked away from something, of course, in the past, or maybe just something, the timing wasn't right for something in your life, and you're just moving away from it here. So you have the Star, the King of Swords, and the Death card in your past position. So, again, you could have seen the truth about something. I'll show you in a minute on the Death card, but the Death card, it can represent some sort of something like an establishment coming to an end in your life. So, anything that's been established for a long time, Libra, could have been brought to an end here with the Death card. And, this could be a long-term relationship that ended, a job, a position, whatever, it doesn't really matter. And so it looks to me like something ended in your recent past. And everybody, by the way, everyone's had the Tower this week. And so it, seems to me like there could be some sort of global Tower moment going on in the world. And it, really it just wouldn't surprise me. This happened last week as well. And so, again, I think that we're in a time of global Tower moments. We're going to see a lot of stuff. So, it makes perfect sense. I wouldn't really worry about it. Like I said, everyone's had it. Gemini had it in exactly the same position as well. But we're actually going to start with the Death card because, right here, you can see that the king is dead underneath the Death Rider. And it just represents the fact that even kings die, that even kings are not immune to death, or they're not immune to life taking them, or anything like that. So it can represent some sort of establishment leaving your life. I would be careful going this way of like an ex coming back or something like that. You have the Page of Swords still spying, and then the Tower. I would be careful of that. You have the Eight of Wands right next to it, which could be like communication from a person. But, overall, I do feel like something left your life in the past, or maybe you feel like you lost something, but you have the King of Swords, and I kind of feel like this is how you're showing up in the reading. It's like you're showing up in a very strong position. Again, whenever you show up as yourself like this, it puts you in a position of power and strength, really allows you to get what you want from the reading. So, I feel like you're showing up in a good position here. I also feel like your decision-making is on point. So, definitely a good time to trust yourself with this energy. On top of that, you have the Star card. The Star is a card of wish fulfillment, and I do feel like it is pretty good when it shows up in a reading with the Tower. So, it could say that you're healing from a Tower moment. It kind of makes the Tower less, bad, if you want to call it that. I don't look at the Tower as bad. I look at the Tower as very necessary, and, it's part of the Fool's journey. It's just part of life, and we will always experience Tower moments, but it's like what we do with the Tower moment that matters, right? So, but here, it kind of looks like you're healing from a Tower moment, or you're going through some sort of healing from a Tower moment. Let's see where this is going. With the Star, you have the Page of Swords. I would be careful of someone who's spying. Like I said, you have here, Page of Swords, Page of Swords. Someone could have their eye on you. One thing that I would do with the Page of Swords is follow your curiosity. The Star could be something that you're becoming interested in. It's like having a North Star, having that big vision, having something big to focus on in your life. And the Page of Swords says, learn about it. Just if you are interested in something in your life, move towards it. With the King of Swords, you have the Chariot, which is a victory coming in for you. Again, I'm noticing a lot of repeating cards here, which is interesting, but in different decks, It's like, other people have had the Chariot, but like in the regular Rider-Waite. You have it in this deck here. Other people have had the Tower in this deck. You have it in the Rider-Waite. It's like, it's weird how all these readings this week are like very similar, but different at the same time, right? And I don't know, it's just standing out to me. I do feel like there's a victory coming in for you. Also, if you want to move, you have a lot of moving cards here. You have this, the Tower, and the Eight of Wands can all represent a move. But for the most part, I feel like you understand what will lead to a victory in your life, and I feel like you need to move more towards, big, like it's almost like this is saying you need to move towards bigger victories or things that will lead to a bigger victory. With the Death card, you have the Six of Cups. Exactly like I said, I would definitely be careful of a person from the past going this direction here. It looks like this could be a person who's still spying on you, who can't let you go. And, if they pop up, it might cause a Tower moment. Again, a Tower moment doesn't have to be a big deal. It could just be something that upsets you, or or kind of ruins your day. So again, don't allow someone to come in and ruin your day. Block a person if you have to. You have this manatee card that says forgiveness, surrender, and release. I don't know if I said this. We're doing past, present, future, outcome. This is in your present position. You have this letter in a bottle. It says your message has been received. So I feel for a lot of you that you could be forgiving a past situation, but again, I still feel like you should block it if you can or if you need to. I feel like you've been asking the universe for something because you have that star card. The star can sometimes be a wish or you making a wish. So that I do feel like the universe has heard your wish or is acknowledging that has heard what you are kind of like wishing or praying or hoping for. You have the Justice card, the Page of Swords, and the Nine of Pentacles. The Justice card is a card of you. It's you showing up in a very strong position. So whenever you show up as yourself, especially as the Major Arcana, it kind of puts you in a position of power and strength. It allows you to get what you want from the reading. So I see a lot of success coming in for you because you're showing up for yourself. I also kind of feel like you are looking at things from a neutral perspective. You have this card and you have the High Priestess right here. The High Priestess is sitting in the middle of the card. She has the B and the J here, the two pillars, and it can represent her kind of looking at both sides of something or kind of really looking at any issue that comes into her life. So I do feel that you're doing a good job of kind of like looking at, all sides of an issue or all the sides of what you're dealing with. You have the Page of Swords here. I would be careful of like a past immature person. Like I already said, I feel like this person is probably watching you, probably spying on you. So I'd be careful of that. Other than that, I would be curious if I were you. I mean, even going this way here, Star, Page of Swords, Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles is a card of quality work. And then you have the Ace of Pentacles right here. This to me looks like you getting interested in like a new type of work that you could be doing or new ideas that you have. And I would do these new ideas. They could lead to a lot of success. You have the Nine of Pentacles, focusing on your own independence, which is, again, this is also what I would be doing if I were you. The Nine of Pentacles is very independent. She's also a card of gratitude and luxuries. So I always encourage people to be as grateful as possible. With the Nine of Pentacles for the things that you have, just expressing gratitude. I don't think people understand or even realize like how powerful it is. I never did. I never I script every single day, and I always am scripting about the things that I'm grateful for. That's like part of my scripting routine, if you will. And again, I mean, obviously, I don't think we can like prove the law of attraction. We kind of can. You can prove it to yourself, right? But again, I don't know. I like for whatever reason, I think gratitude, I just always undersold the power of gratitude to myself. And it's like, it just seems like the more I'm grateful for the things I have and the more I talk about it through scripting, which is just one way to do it. You could literally just talk about it. The more good stuff comes into my life. So, there you go. I don't know. I would do it. This is also a card of your environment, and you get this card all the time. Like I said, I think last year I did those readings about your environment or something like that because of you, Libra, because you keep getting the Nine of Pentacles with me. And the Nine of Pentacles is about taking care of your environment or creating a positive environment for yourself so that you can, work or do business or whatever it is you need to do. With the Justice card, you have the Nine of Wands. I feel like you're protecting yourself here. I feel good about this. I don't feel like this is not like you being overprotective of yourself or anything. I feel you're just in this protection mode from a past person probably. Yes, with the Page of Swords, you have the King of Wands. King of Wands is about being bold, being assertive, really going for what you want. So, I would definitely do that. Again, this could be a past fire sign, so I would be careful. It's almost like there's two stories here. It's like, this is one story, this is the other story, and I feel it applies to all of you. So it's like saying, don't go back to the past, focus on whatever you're working on. This way, be bold, be assertive, and really put the work into something of quality. The Three of Pentacles is a card of quality. It's something of quality. So I really feel you could be working on like a project of quality or something like that. But the Nine of Pentacles, you have the Queen of Wands. You have the King and Queen of Wands here. So there could be new love as well. It could be a new person who's interested in you. And again, this person, it could be a very deep connection is what I'm getting here. So, I would focus on new as well with this energy. Next, in your future position, you have this Body and Soul card. You have this Shining Through card. I feel like that we are in a time where the truth is coming out. It's like it's getting harder and harder to ignore the truth, and that's literally what the Tower represents. We'll talk about it. But to me, this is just, Pluto is going back and forth over the cusp of Capricorn and Aquarius. It's already done it like once, twice, and it's going to do it again. So, what I would say is that the action of Pluto going over the cusp of Capricorn and Aquarius is kind of like it forces us maybe to see the truth. There's a lot of truth going on in the astrology, just in general, as far as I'm concerned. So, again, this in your personal life, the shining through card could say the truth is coming out, like the truths are being shown. And you should embrace these truths, like the good truths, right? The Tower can represent the truth because these people have been ignoring reality. And the Tower is collapsing because they've been ignoring reality. The universe wants them to be brought back down to earth. So it's almost like you are being grounded in reality. But again, like every single person has had the Tower. This has been coming up for like 2 weeks now. So, this happened before. Last time this happened, like Queen died. It's like so many things have happened when the Tower keeps coming up. So, wouldn't surprise me if there was another bank collapse or something crazy like that. I always tell people, don't panic, right? If whatever happens, happens. You have the High Priestess. High Priestess says trust your intuition. So I definitely feel it's a time for you to trust your intuition. She represents no limits as well. She has no roof over her head, and it represents the fact that there's nothing that she can't accomplish. The Star is very similar. The Star says if one person can do something, you can do it. Doesn't matter how impossible it may seem. So I do feel this is saying, like, don't limit yourself and really push forward towards success. I see a lot of success coming in for you. She also has those 3 stages of the moon on her crown here, and it kind of represents the fact that she sees the beginning, middle, and end of every situation that she enters into, but she sees it as she wants it to go. She's using her powers of like visualization to visualize her future. So it might be a really good time for you to visualize or to use your powers of visualization here. You have the Three of Pentacles. Three of Pentacles is a card of teamwork, and you have so didn't you? Oh, I thought you had the Three of Cups for some reason, but doesn't matter. You have this, anything you can do to work together with other people would be very valuable for you, I believe. Also, right here, there's this fire triangle up here, and there's this water triangle right here. The water triangle on this card kind of represents the icing on the cake. It represents just kind of like taking something one step farther, putting just a little bit extra work into something. It's kind of like going above and beyond, right? But it can also represent a dream. Like what would be the icing on the cake of your life is what the card asks. And it said maybe you have to get help from other people to get that icing on your own cake, right? Maybe you have to try a little bit harder. It could be anything. Maybe you have to be a little bit more bold and assertive, or maybe you have to learn something new with the Page of Swords. But this is saying it's worth it to do it. So do it. Let's see. With the Tower, you have the Four of Cups. I actually like this Four of Cups because this is from the White Sage Tarot, and you can see that there are 3 cups that are pouring into 1 cup. So again, if you're meeting someone new, I really feel it's a person who really pours into you, a person who really is kind of like a giver and gives in connections. I also feel that this can represent disappointments. The Four of Cups is a card of contemplation and apathy. Normally there's that hand reaching out of the cloud with a cup to the guy who's sitting there. He's already manifested 3 cups. I feel here that, this could say that there is something missing. I always say with the, speaking of cake, I always say with the Four of Cups that it's like he's manifested the flour, the sugar, the eggs. Maybe he's trying to manifest a cake, but he's like manifested the ingredients instead. And he just has to mix them all together. So I kind of feel that for you, where it's like saying you've manifested the ingredients of a good life, but you have to put them together. With the High Priestess, you have the Death card. You have the Death card twice. There's clearly a major change coming in for you in your life. If I'm being honest, I'm not sure where this major change is coming. Nothing is standing out to me here, Libra, which tells me, again, I don't claim to know anything. I don't trust any reader who claims to know everything anyway. I don't think we're meant to know everything. I just, it could be your whole entire life that's changing, but it's not like pinpoint pointing to one thing or the other that is changing in your life. But I do feel there could be a big transformation here. With the Three of Pentacles, you have the Three of Wands. Three of Wands kind of says, what are you waiting for? It is my card of what are you waiting for? It says you see an opportunity, and you have the Ace of Pentacles here, which is a big opportunity, and it basically says, like, why aren't you taking advantage of it? It's a card of expansion and growth and foresight, like seeing the future. And so if you are capturing a glimpse of the future, or if you feel that something is right for you, I would move towards it, because I feel it'll lead to a lot more success. Whatever it is, could be a big opportunity, a new job, could be anything. In the area of your outcome, you have this message of concern. You have this toil and labor card. I feel like you've been working too hard. Even on the Three of Pentacles, by the way, this lady has polka dots on her cloak. Polka dots in the tarot can represent taking things too seriously, needing to lighten up, needing to have more fun in your life. So, again, I think some of you maybe need to have more fun in your life, but you have the message of concern, toil, and labor. I do feel like you've been working too hard, but I also feel you're very focused on work. The message could be from a toxic past person, so, obviously I'd be careful of that. You have the Eight of Wands here. Eight of Wands is like quick success and quick movement. So I do feel some of you are kind of like moving forward very quickly. Eight of Wands is also, we have to be very careful of our words with the Eight of Wands. So I would make sure that you're speaking about yourself really more positively, but also the outcomes, like the things that you desire to have in your life. I would make sure that you're speaking more positively and focusing on the positive as well, because that will just lead to more positivity, right? So I would like keep it positive at this time. It looks to me like you're building a lot of momentum. I mean, we are in a time of momentum, I believe, but Chariot, Eight of Wands, two cards of, speed building up in your life. You have the Nine of Wands here. I do feel you're protecting yourself from a past person, so that's kind of like what I get here. It is weird, that shining through card. It's almost like I see you in there, these with that shining through card here, and it's like light is coming out of you. It's almost like these cracks are forming, but light is coming through them. So, a lot of you with this, but also with this right here, it's kind of like you are starting to, it's like the outer layer of yourself. This is like deep transformation stuff, right? That's going on here, because I feel like your outer layer is kind of like shedding off and you're becoming more authentic, or I don't know, it's like you're taking another swing at your authentic truth, whatever that is. Like maybe you have a job that you hate. It's like you could be shedding that job, going getting something that you love, right? Something better. Or you could be creating something that you love. But you have this Ace of Pentacles, and I think this Ace of Pentacles is saying that there's a big opportunity coming in for you. It's going to be a transformative opportunity, and it's going to be worth it. So, I feel like there's something very important coming in here. It just feels like an opportunity. Could be like a job opportunity. Could be new love. Whatever it is you're looking for, it doesn't matter. But I would grab onto it, whatever it is. Let's see here. With the Eight of Wands, you have the Tower. So I would be careful of this communication right here, number one. Number two, I would be careful if you're traveling as well. I don't want to scare anyone or anything, but I don't know. Eight of Wands, movement. You have the Chariot here, so I would just make sure maybe it might be a good time to get your car looked at. If there's something wrong with the brakes, get them fixed. Something like that. So I would just pay attention. With the Nine of Wands, you have the Five of Swords. Definitely, again, I would be careful of a past person who you went through a breakup with here. They could be trying to come in and mess up your day. So, like I said, I would be careful of that. With the Ace of Pentacles, you have the Magician. You attracted a big new opportunity is what this is. The Magician is also a big change. I mean, it doesn't surprise me that you have the Tower twice, because, again, there's so much change stuff coming up in this reading. The Magician represents a reinvention. So, you could be reinventing yourself. You could be, changing yourself in some way. So the Tower could just be a big change. And we're pulling 5 main themes. You have this card. It says opportunities are waiting for you. So the door is closed here. Opening the door could be the Tower moment, right? You could be releasing something, but it's like in the release is where the opportunities exist. So I feel there's some big opportunities here for you. You have this fan card. It says romance, celebration, party. Definitely new love coming in for you. So I do feel there could be a new person. You have this man card. It says dealings or relationships with a man. You have this bear. It says danger, especially in money matters. Again, I tell everyone to make sure they're paying attention to your finances. But again, if you're dealing with a person, I don't care what gender it is. If you have an ex and if they're like trying to get money from you or whatever, that would be a big no for me. So I would be like, no dog, no money for you. You have this. I would be careful of lending money as well. I'm getting here. Like, if you're okay not getting it back, then feel free. But I would be careful. You have this woman card. It says dealings with relationships with a woman. You have this camel. It says persevere and you will overcome. Yes, definitely a time of perseverance. So I would keep pushing forward in your life. You have this valley card. It says deep personal strength and peace that assures success. I definitely see success here if you pay attention and focus on yourself. 9 of Pentacles, right? And focus on the transformation that you're going through. Don't allow outside influences to kind of like ruin the success that you're creating in your life. I think that's the most important thing here is that it's like not a bad reading. It's a heavy reading in the sense that, again, I think that whenever we go through a deep transformation or magician, a reinvention of who we are, that is naturally a heavy thing to go through. But you don't need the weight of some past bozo on your shoulders, right? So I would just focus on yourself. You have this rose card. It says romance is in the air. Yeah, definitely Queen and King of Wands. Definitely could be a very solid connection coming in for you here, but looks okay here. Like I said, the readings this week have been a little bit heavy, so I don't know what's going on in the world or whatever. I would just stay focused on whatever you're working on. Again, I haven't had a week like this in a while. I would say where Tower comes up so much for everyone, like I said. So, like I said, keep your head on straight, but looks pretty good otherwise. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your week.